Welcome back, everybody. That was stupid.
Woo.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
All right. It is late.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Top Line Racer.
All right. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are in the garage tonight for our podcast. My name is Spencer. This is my graybeard brother, Lance.
Why is it always about my age?
Well, you're not getting any younger.
No, neither are you.
I'm much, much younger.
Or anybody.
I am young and I am spry.
Okay, whatever.
Tonight, we are actually going to, well, this is about history, so you're going to have a lot more of it than me. So, tonight, we are going to take a little trip down memory lane. We are going to talk about probably more of the cars that you haven't ever seen or we've ever talked about on this channel. We're going to talk about some of the favorite cars we've ever owned. Now, some of them, obviously, we've owned since we've been doing the channel, but some of them, probably before that. So I think I need to give a little backstory that we grew up in the country. We've said this before, and it's pretty obvious if you watch any of the videos. And one of the things in the country is you generally end up with cars, like earlier. Like maybe your parents have like 6 sitting in the woods. Ours, we did.
Yeah.
If you grew up on a farm, it's even more extreme than probably what we experienced. But cars just everywhere. So one of the pride things, and for me, and I'm realizing that my parents really just made me feel like I had done something, but I didn't, was I wanted to beat Lance in getting a car earlier than him. I think I said that in the most complicated way possible. But
at a younger age than my first car, you wanted to get your first car.
Yes. Well, why don't you say when you got your first car?
If I had to guess, because you might remember this better because it was a significant thing for you to beat me.
Yeah.
I think 11. I would say that I got my first car at 11.
Yeah.
So, and should I tell them what it was?
Oh, yeah. Tell them the whole story.
Powder blue, 1979 Chevy Chevette. It was awesome. It needed a water pump, which I never installed. I just ran it the little bit that it ran the way it was, just around our little backcountry lanes and roads. And ultimately, it met a very untimely death. One time, for Spencer's enjoyment...
I don't think so. I was too young.
It was Ricky's?
Might have been Ricky. I'm not sure.
Maybe my older brother.
Yeah.
Wanted to build a motocross track in the woods. And my dad took the skid loader and went down and started making jumps and things like that.
Did
and
he?
Whoops and tabletops and all this different stuff. And he made one mega jump that he used the base to fill it with as my Chevy Chevette. he literally piled dirt up and around the Chevy Chevette to make it a jump for a motorcycle.
How much you pay for it?
$75.
$75.
Yep, $75.
Inflation, man.
Yeah, it's
These
crazy.
kids today are having to spend $200-$300.
Yeah.
We didn't know how good we had it. So I think that age is correct because honestly, now that you said that, I'm questioning when I got my car. I know I got it before you, but so my parents had a 1986 Chevy Nova, and this would have been in 2002. Something like that, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think Lance got his at 11. I think I was 9 or 10, and I wanted to buy a car.
10.
Yeah, I think I was 10. I think that's right.
Yeah.
And I wanted to beat my older brother, first youngest kid to get a car. So I gave my parents $50 for this 86 Chevy Nova that actually did run and drive okay. But then we knew someone who needed a car, and they were like, but in like 6 months, you might have to sell it to that person for $50. I'm fairly certain now that I am older that this really should not count.
I'll let you have it.
I did, it's one of those things when you grow up, you're like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
And I think my parents were just being nice. I don't think I ever really owned that. Like if I would have driven it, I think I probably would have gotten in trouble. Maybe. Depends where I went. Yeah. So that was mine. Not a bad car. Ugly but not like of the Novas of, that were a little older, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So what's some of the other ones? What's
mean,
some of your favorite cars or whatever?
I got like probably 5 or 10 that like are favorites, and it's kind of funny to say that because I don't know if you're gonna work it in now, but you did Google an interesting fact.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I have 5 or 10 cars that are my favorites. We Googled that the average person in their lifetime owns 8 cars. So in the entire lifetime has 8 cars. I've had 10 that are my favorites.
I think you've done more than me as far as buying and selling and things like that, but I'm gonna guess personal, not like we had a dealership back in the day, so that doesn't count.
No, just the
but
personal
cars. Even ones you're gonna flip, I'll count.
Yeah,
you've probably bought 8 in a month before.
Oh yeah, probably. I don't know my count anymore. Like I used to know. I can tell you that I would be more impressed if somebody walked up to me on a street interview and instead of saying, "What's your body count?" Asked me, what's your car count?
Like, too many. Just too many.
But it's got to be over 100. I don't know how far over 100, but it's got to be over 100.
I think easily. Yeah. I think I counted. I'm in the 20s, somewhere in that range.
I was in the 40s or 50s, like around 20 years old. 18, 19, 20, something like that. Because I was always buying and selling stuff. It was crazy. So anyway, but a Honda Accord. There was a Honda Accord I had that is definitely up the list. I got this Honda Accord. I don't remember what year it was. I'm gonna say maybe 89 or 90, something like that. It had the old flip up headlights on the front, and it was right during that time where all my friends were getting cars, and I had a car, 16, 17, something like that. But I wanted a body kit for it. And what I did is I went and bought other bumpers from other cars. Maybe not even bought, found, along the road or something like that got ripped off in accidents. and I grafted bumpers together, and I used my dad was a contractor, so we had an aluminum brake, that you could bend aluminum with and stuff like that. And I bent side skirts out of aluminum, and I made my bumpers out of grafted together other bumpers to have a completely lowered stance looking Honda Accord. I even took the flip headlights, and I found other similarly shaped normal plastic lens headlights and installed those in place of where the painted openings were. And
what year was
that.
It was an 80s.
I'd say 89 or 90. I really don't remember.
It was the ones with the flip up headlights.
But whichever year that was. Yeah. And dude, muffler on the back, of course, and yeah, dude, this thing was fast. I mean, not actually, but to me.
Oh man. All right. Well, I remember that. I was young. I was so young I barely remember it.
Yeah.
Because you're so much older than me. But I had when I was in high school, I really wanted a truck. And I had a couple cars before that. I had a '02 Monte Carlo that I actually really liked the car. And
I like that car.
Yeah, it was a good looking car.
With the painted wing?
I never put the wing on, the spoiler on the car. It was just a base. It was an LS, but that's not really what I'm talking about here.
Sorry, scrap that.
It's okay. It's all right. We're gonna. No, I'm sorry. Would you like to continue with it?
Let me tell you about your car.
Yeah, I sold that car is the important thing, and I sold it for I made a good profit. I think I paid $1,500 for it, and I think I sold it for $3,000 or $4,000. And I feel a little bit bad about that car because that car did have some problems, but I was very honest and told them everything about it. And I found, and this would have been, I got to probably chill with the years, but this would have been in '09. And I bought an '01 Silverado 1500, which if you're a car guy, age, new and old, I guess it was 8 years old at that time or 9, but it felt new, an '01, even today, a 2018 truck feels like a new truck to me. I'm that is a pretty new vehicle. Yeah. And so I was how, and it was $4,300. I remember it. And I had my dad go look at it. I had school stuff, and he got there and bought it. And He called me on the way home, and because I'm just so excited to come see this thing.
I think my wife helped bring it home.
I think you're right.
Was it that truck?
I think it was. I think
yeah. my now wife, probably then girlfriend, rode along with my dad to go get the truck.
Yep.
Yeah.
She did. I forgot about that. He calls me, and I'm like, "What's it look like?" He's like, "Well, it runs good." This truck was used from new at like a junkyard, and every panel was just dented, dinged. They put a 3-inch body lift on it, but didn't do like the bumper in the rear. So the bumper, and let me tell you a little secret. I love that truck. I would buy that truck back today if inevitably it had not had the frame rusted out by this point, which I guarantee that it has. But I sold it for buying an 03 1500 HD Chevy, because you couldn't, it was a good chance to move up to a little bit cleaner vehicle. But that truck, the newer truck, was not nearly as actually reliable as the old 01 that had every panel smashed in. Loved that truck. My wife loved that truck. We started dating in it. I had it for a while. Good vehicle.
Yeah. While we're on the truck thing, I had a truck that I feel like I did really good on too, like 7-8 years old, kind of like you're talking about. It was just one of those things. It came up on eBay. eBay Motors. I mean, eBay Motors is still a thing, but I'm telling you, for a while, eBay Motors was kind of like the equivalent of Auto Trader or something like that. Like it's one of the main sites people went on to find vehicles, and it's really not that way anymore. But it came up on eBay Motors that a Chevy dealer had taken in a 97 1500 on a trade. And it was probably 2004 or something like that when it happened. So only talking about like a 7-8 year old truck at that point. And I remember the buy it now was $4,000. And I bought it for $4,000, and it had a dent in the front fender. And I stopped by Certifit. I don't know if Certifit's still in business, but
I remember this trip. I went with you.
Yeah.
We went to Baltimore.
Yeah, to Baltimore, Security Boulevard in Baltimore. There's a Chevy dealer there.
For Certifit though.
Oh, Certifit in downtown Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's different. We went down a little bit later in the Ranger.
Yes, in a Ford Ranger.
In my brother-in-law's Ranger.
Yeah.
But no, so we went and got the Certifit fender then. But nonetheless, I spray bombed a fender with a nice close white and a bunch of clear coat, and actually shined pretty decent, matched in, pinstriped the whole truck to kind of blend that, that you could, see that the pinstriping was the same across. And this truck looked nice, and it had the third door, which was kind of a special feature back then. They didn't all have that to get into the extended cab. And that truck was just awesome. $4,000 and like needed nothing else. Like just a clean, freaking awesome truck. I loved that truck, and started dating my girlfriend in that truck.
Well, there you go. Trucks and girls.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Works out.
Yep.
Works out. I do remember that truck pretty well as well. But yeah, I remember because we put the tailgate on it that folded in half, or was that your black truck?
That was my black truck.
The OBS.
Yeah.
That was a Certifit tailgate. You felt like you stood on it.
They have no structure. They have no structure. They're thinner metal. So.
I am going to go to one now. I had to think about this a little bit, where I wanted to go next. And that is one that you've seen on the channel, but not regularly. And that is the 05 Grand Prix that I currently have. So my wife and I had just gotten married, bought a low mileage Chrysler Sebring convertible, which they're not a good car, but it was cheap, and I actually stand by getting it. However, my wife got T-boned. Somebody ran a red light and T-boned, just caught the back of it. So it was actually kind of still drivable afterwards. And so that totaled it. And I found a very clean one owner, 150,000 mile Pontiac Grand Prix GT. And that is the car we have today. I paid, did I say the price?
I thought it was $2,000.
It was like $2,000. Yeah.
From a dealer.
From a dealer down in Maryland as well. Lance and I drove together.
Yeah.
And that car now has 350,000 miles on it. Yeah. And I have not done anything major to it. I've done little things here or there.
It's been wrecked like 3 times.
It's been wrecked multiple times. It's not in like great shape at this point.
Yeah.
Lance lost a wheel with it out here. Yeah, it's been through a lot. But I mean, could not ask for a better financial decision than that car.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's actually dead. It's sitting in my driveway with 3 flat tires, but I could fire it up right now and drive to like California with no real hesitation.
Yeah. Toyota Celica. I had a Toyota Celica.
The one with no reverse?
No reverse and no first gear, I think, or second
How
gear.
is that on your list?
I just remember it, man. Like, I just remember loving it. Like, I remember that being a cool car that I had, and I was like 15 or something.
Yeah.
So, like, I was not of legal driving age, so it was something I just used in all the back roads and things to run around to friends' houses, things like that, where I really wasn't supposed to be on the road. But I just remember loving that thing. And yeah, you had to loop around. Like, if your friend didn't have a loop around driveway, you better hope they had a driveway that was on a hill, because like you could pull up and pull the e-brake or whatnot. But yeah, no reverse was tough.
One of those character building cars.
Yeah, but I loved it, man. It was I loved that car, and I sold it for a decent profit. Actually, somebody bought it and drove it the way it was. So yeah, I think I gave like $300 for it. I think I might have sold it for $1,000 or something. So, but yeah, I love that thing, Toyota Celica.
Beautiful. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. I am now going to, when I turn 16,
Okay.
I got a $500 purple S10 Blazer, 2-door.
Oh yeah.
Actually a pretty clean little
Yeah.
vehicle. I don't think I have any pictures of it anywhere because I didn't have it that long. So I bought this thing, little dealer. It was sitting out in the back, like field behind the dealership. But it ran and drove it home, all of that. I didn't even do that much to it.
Yeah.
Drove it for the summer when I like turned 16. This was the one I got, like came home from, getting your license, and this is the one you're now allowed to drive. And it downshifted one time, and it sounded like, a bunch of rocks or something were in the drivetrain.
Sound like a Takata airbag.
Engine was fine, but I think something let go inside the transmission, or honestly, I don't really even know. Like I was not super knowledgeable, and I had my dad looked at it, and he was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna sell this thing," and I sold that bad boy for $750.
Nice.
I paid $500, drove it 3 or 4 months. I swapped. I actually had another S10 Blazer that only had like 50,000 miles but no title. I don't think I can tell that full story on this.
My Honda Accord that I just talked about had no title either.
Yeah. So, so I couldn't drive that one, but it was like a clean car. So, and it had a leather interior. So I swapped the full leather interior. Oh, it was the first one I got a pair of subs. I got Rockford Fosgate P2s, Rockford Fosgate box, which are not like a super high-end setup by any stretch. But it would move the back glass like that much in the trunk of that S10. And I put an aftermarket radio in, and I didn't have the kit to install it in the thing. It was just in the hole. Yeah, it was just laying in the hole, buddy.
Oh man. Oh man, that's cool. Well, then I'll just hit 2 S10s. I had an S10 Blazer and an S10 pickup truck, like an 86 S10 Blazer with a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder and 4-wheel drive, and I think that was a manual. I'm pretty sure it was a manual, and I used to love that thing, man. I would just wheel all around the woods and trails and stuff like that. But it was a street legal, fine vehicle. But I was like 12 when I had it, and anyway, sold it for a profit. I remember that it was maybe a $500 purchase, and I ended up selling it for $1,500 or $2,000 after fixing some rocker panel rust and things. But then I found a really sweet, like probably 88 or 89 S10 pickup truck, an extended cab S10 pickup truck, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with this thing. It was a 4.3 with a 4-wheel drive, and I decided I wanted to install a Cadillac North Star engine into it, which can be done, but it's a lot of work, and it was before they even had a rear-wheel drive set up for one of those, so I had to kind of fabricate a lot of stuff. And that project,
this would have been like like 04.
Yeah, this is before
No,
like
yeah, 03, 02, somewhere in there, because there wouldn't have been any. The STS hadn't switched over to rear wheel drive.
right, and the SRX was the first rear wheel drive with the North Star and things like that. I mean, maybe the
STS and SRX
same year. So
actually, the STS came out a year before, I think, because I don't think there's any 5 SRXs.
Okay, well, nonetheless,
I just really wanted to flex my knowledge.
Nonetheless, I had to use a there's a flat top style bell housing on a 700 R4 that I had to get a custom torque converter made and all this different stuff. But yeah, I worked on it and never got it built, and I just literally threw that perfectly good truck away by tearing it apart and never putting it back together. So,
I think I sold the frame for you or met the guy or something for like $50.
I had the frame powder coated and painted and, yeah, crazy, just stupid. But I love the truck up until I did all that to it.
And then I think I'll make this my last one.
Okay.
But I hinted at it here, and this isn't my favorite. I don't know what my favorite would be, but it's just another one that I did have, a good time with, and that was my 03 1500 HD Chevy pickup.
Okay.
Really, clean's not the right word. It had a few dings and dents and stuff, actually. So what happened is I was visiting up here from college. It was like on break or something. I think we needed to go back to Tennessee. I went to college in Tennessee. And this thing pops up on eBay. Has one picture kind of from the back, kind of blurry. And it's down in like another Maryland.
Maryland, yeah.
Down in Maryland. Maryland can be close to us. This was not. This was about as far in Maryland as you could possibly get from central Pennsylvania. And we went to, I won the bid for like $4,700, something like that, which at the time was a really good deal in 2011. Yeah, 2011, I'd say that was.
Yeah.
Especially for, now you're getting up into a 6.0, almost heavy duty truck type of deal, crew cab from an extended cab in my other truck. And it said runs great or great condition. And I was like, well, if that's true, maybe you don't need a bunch of pictures. And so we got there, middle of the night, went after work with my dad, and guy comes out and he's like, well, I'll tell you right away, it's loud. It needs a muffler. I'm like, oh, shoot. Well, muffler, whatever. I like loud trucks. That's fine. We kind of started going and looking around it, and we're starting to see some like dings and dents and stuff like that. And we're like, oh, man. And the guy starts it up. It actually sounds okay, all of those things. And he's like, but it does need a throttle body. I'll throw a check engine light for the throttle body. He's like, but I got a new throttle body in the back. We did not bring any tools with us. This is a running, driving vehicle. We drove like a Mini Cooper or something down there with nothing in it, okay? And we decided, I know exactly what happened. So I think the bed was like 4,800. And we're like, man, we're not taking this for that. We even said he's like, well, my wife listed it. I said, yeah, she said it was in great condition. He said, it was in great condition. He's like, no, this thing needs a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, okay. So we settled on like 4,300 somewhere in there, which for that truck was still a really good deal, even with the stuff. And drive it 10 minutes down the road, reduced power mode. I mean, the thing will not run hardly. You're not going highway speeds. We have a 4 or 5 hour drive. We just turned around, put it back in the guy's house at literally this is now midnight, 1 a.m. And I just texted him, I'm like, man, we'll have to figure something else out. So drove home, went to work basically directly by the time we got home, worked the whole day, drove back down the next night we were debating, should we take a trailer and tow it home, or just take the stuff to switch out the throttle body, because that was what the reduced power was for. And we went to switch out the throttle body there, and it was for a newer truck.
Yeah.
It was the wrong one. And we're like, well, we were screwed. But we brought a scanner with us. And so if you cleared the codes, it would run. So we would get 15-minute sections, and I actually got good enough with the scanner along the way. I could leave it in drive. You wouldn't lose. I would only lose 10 miles an hour on the highway.
You just go neutral or in drive?
No, it didn't shut off. It would run.
Okay.
So it ran the whole time, but reduced power it's
yeah,
gutless and it only does 10 miles an hour. It would keep running, reduce power.
It would let you clear the code
and I let
while
off,
running.
clear the code,
Okay.
and it would clear the code and you could keep going.
Okay.
Yep. And that's how I drove it home. We fixed it. It did have a bunch of other issues, but it actually, like no rust. And we were able to fix most of the stuff on it without a ton of problem.
Yeah.
All right. And you got one more?
I don't know. I mean, I started
it. I have one that is weird that you haven't mentioned.
Really?
I
Well,
think
just
you
tell me
forgot
what it
about
is
it.
then.
A pearl white Cadillac?
Oh, yeah. I love that car.
I know.
Yeah, I forgot
It's
about
like
it.
one of your favorite.
Yeah, I
like
forgot
you
about
bought
it.
models of it.
Yeah.
I think they're in the
I have a
room right
model
back
over
here.
here. Yeah.
Hold on. You can finish the story. I'm going to go get it. So I bought this for you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to show
I had like
them.
a 2000 or I think it was 2000 Cadillac DTS. And I actually bought that like in the year 2005 or something like that. So like it was a 5-year-old car. It had high miles. It had like 200,000 miles, but I went down to Texas and picked it up with a friend of mine. We drove it back through via Detroit, which makes no sense to go to Pennsylvania. But in Detroit, there was somebody that had 20-inch wheels, and I thought the 20s would be really hot on it. So I stopped by their place and picked up these 20-inch wheels and took this thing on home. And I had, just like this, but imagine 20s.
Yep.
And that's it. Yeah, pearl white. And it was hot looking. It
Looked.
I don't know how to describe it as hot looking because like I look at them now and I'm like, that is kind of an old person car. But it had everything. It had all the power I wanted. It had all the features I wanted. You know, it was a great car.
Picture a brand new or a 5-year-old, whatever, Cadillac today. Like that's still a hot car.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it was an old person car, but it was a new, almost new old person car.
Oh, yes.
And Lance and I took that to on my favorite vacation I've actually probably ever done. For some reason.
There's the North Star.
Yeah, North Star underneath.
Right there.
For whatever reason, our mom let us take off school. You were 17, and I was in middle school.
I love this car.
And she was like, and somehow we were like, can we take off school and go together, just a brother trip to Florida for like 3 days?
Yeah.
And she said, well, if you take like your homework along with, which I have no idea why she let us do that.
Yeah.
But we pulled off in Georgia with your and a little old guy in a rocking chair. Like, I mean, we were in like back, like, I don't even know how we got there because we should have been on Route 95, but
it was a traffic thing.
Maybe that's what we were rooting around.
Traffic, and we decided to go off the road because we were almost out of fuel. And we stopped in at what was a movie set style gas station. I mean, like rusty lean-to shed with like a guy there in a rocking chair.
I think the guy had like a little ukulele or something.
It was a guitar
or a banjo.
It was a banjo. And I mean, he was shelling peanuts and spitting tobacco. And I mean, he was 90 years old. Yeah.
And this 92-year-old guy.
Yeah.
Looks at us and goes, I'm going to beat you down for them rims.
Yeah, he goes, that's some nice rims you got there. I'm going to beat you down for them rims.
And
we left.
I was like, 100-pound, 96-year-old guy
I was worried.
Is not going to beat us down.
I thought he was going to call like his nephew or something like that, or his grandson.
But it is one of the greatest stories that happened. The OnStar story is pretty funny too.
That was honestly my first encounter with racism.
Yeah.
It was just the other way.
Yeah. Was it a racial thing?
I don't know.
You think it was racial?
Okay, just cut that then. Just cut that. I don't know. It was a black man who was going to beat me down for my rims. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't racial.
I think it was the rims.
Okay.
I mean, you should be offended by the threat to like your person.
I was as a white man. Like I don't know.
I don't think
it wasn't racial.
He didn't say I'm going to beat you down because you're white.
Okay, but
that would have been racial.
Okay, so it wasn't. Well, I mean, okay, it was fine. The guy was a real nice guy, real good.
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I'm saying he was violent, not racist. Okay, we're gonna have to cut this whole section.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that is the DTS, and I think that is where we gotta wrap this
Leave it
guy
tonight.
up. And I did try to pick, other than the Grand Prix, I think we did all ones that have never been talked about, even a little bit really on the channel here. So
I feel like I represented the fact, like I know we're a very heavy GM family, but I think in at least my offerings, a
Yeah, you
Toyota,
said- yeah.
a Honda, you know.
good job, buddy.
Yeah.
We've come a long way.
Yeah.
But still would, man, I do miss that DTS. That was good. Did you tell him it blew up?
Yeah, timing chain blew up on it. You know,
But it
broken,
wasn't your
blew
fault.
up.
Wasn't there something with the oil? Like somebody, like the lady had told you one time, they
Yeah.
ran it low on oil, but it
Yeah.
always ran fine afterwards. And the timing chain pulley, I remember.
Yeah, it was all shaved down.
it was all messed up. Like the pulley itself.
Yeah, it had a center, like, because it was dual overhead cam. It had one centering, spindle, and that had actually wobbled and
Must
worn
have
its
lost
way
some oil.
completely.
Yeah, I don't think. I actually
Yeah.
don't think to this day that it was a defect of the manufacturing of the car.
The North Star has some, head gasket type things, but the timing chains was not a
not
big
usual.
Yeah,
Not up until high mileage.
Right.
So, anyways, all right. It's not a review. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this
Yeah.
car. Tell us in the comments. Actually, I'm very curious. What is your favorite car that you've ever owned? And just a little short thing of why that's your favorite.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thank you guys. Have a great night. All right.
I love this car.
Dude, once I picked it up, I was like, this
Yeah.
thing is awesome.
Oh, I love this.
Other than the night vision thing that I